You're listening to the Rebel Dad Podcast. This show contains strong language and scenes of broken parents from the very beginning. It's the Rebel Dad. It's the Rebel Dad Podcast. Go.
So my eldest said to me, we were having a conversation about what she wants to do when she leaves school. And her first thing was, I want to travel. Okay, great. Yeah, that's brilliant. Well, she wants to be a travel blogger. She wants to be a YouTuber. She wants to base her life on that. And it's like, you can only do that for a year or so. You know, I mean, what after them?
How are you paying for it?
But they don't get it. Exactly. How are they paying for it? And they're like, oh, well, we can just travel and blog and get loads of followers and we'll get paid for it. And they think that this thing is rosy. They think that this platform and this way of earning money, and it's not actual. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I mean, I support her.
No. I think that there is a whole generation that thinks I'm going to be a CEO tomorrow. I'm going to just go onto YouTube, because here's the thing, and I heard someone say this: if you are stunningly attractive, if you are ridiculously funny or interesting, or you're ridiculously talented, then yes, you do have a chance and a possibility that, and it is a chance, not.
Well, that's a complete lie. Look at me.
Exactly. So you've got no fucking chance. but what I'm trying to say is, if you don't have one or maybe two of those things,
yeah,
you're not. You know, people who are just normal and not that great looking. I'm looking at you. You know, then people aren't going to want to watch or listen to them in the numbers that we're talking about that would make real money. And there may be 10, 20, 30,000 people who might follow them.
Yeah.
But if you want it for a living, that's not enough. That's not going to do anything. It's it's chicken feed.
Yeah.
You have to be doing it because that's what interests you. You know, if you want to make videos, if you want to do podcasts, if you want to do other things, you're not doing it to make money off it. You're doing it because you're interested in doing it. It's a bit of fun, and you know, like us doing it, it's two people. We're talking anyway, so we might as well record it. And if it's good crack and it's good value for someone, then awesome. But we're not going.
Well, I think that's the key. Yeah, I think that's the key. What you're saying is it's value. You know, and you hear this buzzword and you see it all the time on LinkedIn about adding value to people's lives. And helping, if you're helping someone, and a lot of these kids and a lot of these videos, they're not helping anyone.
No.
There's nothing of real substance to it. There's no real value attached to it. You know, and the problem with that is you've got no social skills.
Yeah, I watch a couple of them, and it's like I watch Peter McKinnon because I'm really interested in the photography stuff he does, the photography tutorials. Some of the stuff, you know, he does, I'm kind of not that interested in, so I don't watch those ones. But I do watch other ones. But he, you know, I'm able to look at some of the stuff he does on Adobe, and then I can replicate it, and I'm like, oh, that's really good. I've learned something.
Exactly, you've learned something. And again,
so
I mean,
but I also was able to change the lights in my Renault car. Because I looked at YouTube, I went, I watched a YouTube video of Alan Titchmarsh laying grass. There's a fucking dad thing. So I knew how to lay grass in my garden. I've done it twice now, using that video, because I've completely forgotten how to do it. And it's worked perfectly both times. But they've added... So if I wanted to go and find out something about gardening, I don't. I fucking hate it. I don't. I despise every second of it. But if I did, I would go and look at an Alan Titchmarsh video or an Alan Titchmarsh book, because he's added the value. I've now got that value off him, and I'm willing to engage with it. But when you've got these people, like you say, where unless it's two things. It's got to be either entertaining. Mm-hmm. Or it's got to pass on some information. And if it's doing neither of those two things, forget it. You're not.
What's your thoughts on this then? Because you've come up with a cracking point of, you watched that Alan Titchmarsh video twice, right? which is great and that's fine. But as we know, humans learn by repetition.
Yeah.
We have to repeat something to learn it and for it to stick in our heads. And then obviously, the more we do it, the better we get at it.
Yeah.
Now we've got this mass of information at our fingertips. And you've studied psychology and stuff, so you know how the brain works. Is that going to have a detrimental effect? Because we don't have to repeat things.
Well, an
to
interesting.
learn. So are you going to learn those things because you can just pull the phone out of your pocket, Google it, you've got your answer, and then forget about it? You don't need to remember it because it's irrelevant.
I think there's a number of things, and thanks for bringing up my psychology degree, which was a bag of crap and not worth the paper it was written on.
But something must have stuck.
Well, I think from an experience perspective and working in a university, I can tell you one thing. Everyone learns in a different way.
Yeah.
You can have someone who will literally read a book and know the stuff because they've read it. You can have
and because they think it's relative.
You can have another person who listens to someone talk,
yeah,
and they can remember it. You have another person who needs to interact with a person in order for it to stick. You can have another person who can watch a YouTube video. For me, I watch a YouTube video, I can follow it, I can do it straight after, and then I will never remember it again.
But I think that's because, like you just said, you don't like gardening, so it's not relative to you. You've got no interest in it, but you have to do it anyway.
No, even things I've been interested in. So I've done a few of these sort of courses online, and I don't remember any of it because of the way it was taught. If you sat me down in a room, and maybe this is going back to the army days, of kind of teaching by numbers and
break it down.
And so I physically have to do it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it.
Yeah.
I can then take that and go and do lots of other different things, and I can expand on it. And that's just me personally. And I think that there's so many people that learn in different ways that you can have people who watch YouTube and they will remember it forever. They'll know how to do it, or they'll at least remember most of it and they can refresh. And there are other people that need human interaction. And when you were talking about before, your kids sitting in and watching stuff and engaging in social media, there are some people who that is perfect for. It works brilliantly for.
But it's not teaching them anything.
Well, but no, I don't mean as in just watching YouTube. I mean people who like to interact with the world through a computer. There's enough of them. There's enough people who do. I mean, for me, there's one thing I hate, which is just not interacting with people. And I wouldn't have thought that was me 10 or 15 years ago. I'd have said, well, it doesn't bother me that much. But I can't tell you, having worked as an individual away from a team, how much I miss working as a team. And it's those interactions with people.
Massive.
And that's the thing. But the thing is, you've got a group of kids now who are used to now interacting through social media.
Yeah.
And the algorithms are so clever now that they do hook people in. And I don't know about you guys, but we're as guilty as anyone. I sit there and scroll through. I don't care. I don't care about any of this shit. Why am I scrolling through? And then half an hour later, you're like, what the fuck am I looking at here?
No, honestly, I made, when was it? It must have been well over a year ago. I made a conscious decision, and because they absolutely do my nutting. I'll go on and I'll literally be on 5 minutes. If I did that, you have that screen time thing, don't you, where it breaks it all down.
Yeah.
I'm very rarely on it. I just doesn't interest me. I'm done with it. I'm like, this piss. I don't care what everyone else is doing out there.
Yeah. But the thing is, but equally, when you have that, I think you almost have to replace it with something. And when you get to be a dad, I think it is the start of it's when you become a dad, because the time you have available is suddenly reduced by so much, and there's so many other things you need to do. There's so many other things that need to be accomplished.
Yeah,
that you sacrifice and it's not just you; it's the missus as well. You both sacrifice those human interactions.
Well, yeah, this is a good one then, because obviously, my missus works in the holiday industry, right? And I hear constantly, every single day, she will get phone calls when people arrive at their villas. What's the Wi-Fi passcode? I mean, it's the first phone call they make. They get to the villa, they get in. What's the Wi-Fi passcode? Now, granted, if it was to put some music on or whatever, fine. But half of it's not. And this is, again, from a parenting point of view. We work all year. We're out for those 40 plus hours a week or whatever. And we're not with our kids. At those times, I mean, these people are spending, I mean, there's some places they're €6,000 a week just to stay in that place. So you're going to spend $6,000 to come out to the sun, sit there on Facebook or on Instagram and take a photo. You know what? I was at the beach the other week and I prodded Donna and I went, yeah, look, did you see that before? There was a woman, her little 2-year-old baby was with the dad and they were playing in and out of the sea, and this woman walked back over to the beach towel, knelt up on her knees, starts fixing her hair. I swear to fucking God, mate, 10 minutes taking a selfie.
Yeah. Well,
and her little 2-year-old was running in. It was clearly the first time that she'd been around sand and water.
Yeah.
Because this kid was just so excited, and the dad was playing, and you could see the dad looking over at his missus, and I'm like, what? I mean, 10 minutes out of your life to take one photograph.
Yeah.
For what? For who? For what? For people to hit that like button. It's bullshit. It's fake. It's not real.
Yeah.
And you've just missed 10 minutes of your kid's life.
My favourite one's when they got the phone and they do this, trying to find the best background for the selfie.
Yeah. To be honest, if I do that, I'm trying to find a clean spot where there's no fucking mess. It's like, don't take a picture there, man. You can see all the shit.
But the thing is, the problem is we're all guilty of it. But I remember going, because we got the beaches near us, and it's the one sunny day of the year so far. Everything else has been shit weather.
Yeah.
And there is a line of people down this beach. So you got the coastline there. You got the sea coming in and out. Stop smashing everything up. You got the sea coming in and out, and you've got people who are ankle deep in the sea. They're in a line. They don't know each other, but a boat's going past, and they're all desperately trying to get this boat in the back of the selfie. So they're all taking the same photograph, obviously different people, but not trying to take a photograph of the boat, not videoing, look at this is a pretty cool boat thing, which you kind of like, oh, well, if someone put that up on the Instagram stories, I'd probably go, that's a pretty cool boat. But it's here's me in the boat, here's me in the boat, don't look at the other people, here's me in the boat, here's me in the boat. Not me in the boat, me and the boat. But I'm not deep in water. You're not. Fucking no, it's not. It's like you said, it's fake. What's the point? Yeah. But then again, we all also guilty putting all the filters on and stuff like that and all that.
We do, but
Yeah, there's some of you, young man, that the filter has been on full fucking whack. I saw.
What do you mean? No, that was because I got my dad's old Samsung and just took a photo. I didn't it applied it all automatically. I took that off, by the way.
Your phone went. It is wraps. I was thinking,
he is an utter minger. Yeah. Facebook, we've got a horror here. Apply filters.
Oh, no.
But, I mean, even down to that, and it's like what you were saying before, if you're really attractive, okay, pouting, what are we saying, pouting? You know, all the you look like you've got a cat's arsehole. Nobody walks around like this unless you're, very, very puff. You know, it doesn't work.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not
A
being
smile,
funny,
girls. A smile is lovely.
but the other thing is, Grass. You got to remember this: there are ridiculously attractive people who fucking moan and complain. They need to stop. They need to stop. They've already won. You've won natural selection. Never mind anything else. You can fuck who you want. You can get people will pay you money for being attractive. You don't have to do anything. They'll just give you money. You have to turn up to an event. If you're going for a job interview and you're attractive, you're already half the way there. If you're more attractive than everyone else in the queue, there is a likelihood you're going to get the job ahead of everyone else. As long as you're not a complete fool and dribble while you're trying to explain something and not have a clue what you're doing. So, you know, all that fucking shite. And anyone who's got talent can fuck off and all. And anyone who's got an interesting voice, you can fuck off and all. There's no fucking injustice in this world. That's why socialism doesn't work. There's always some cunt who's better off than you. We might have to bleep that out, but that's the truth.
I know, yeah. Edit that, cut it.
You bunch of cunts. Yeah.
Fuck you back.
There you go. That's my rant of the week.
But it is right, though. It is. Honestly, I think... I just don't know where it's going.
But
And I'm scared for our kids, man.
As a parent, is there anything worse than seeing some dickhead has put something on Facebook? I have to curb the language. Some individual with a penis dangling from their forehead has put on Facebook something you know to be a lie, an absolute lie. And you're like, or it's like a boast about something their kid did once. Not something that they're able to do over, my kid is 4 and is able to read a few words. I mean, we're lucky. Oscar likes reading, so he reads a few words. Doesn't mean he's any brighter than any other kid. Doesn't mean he's any special than any other kid. It's just he's found that at this stage. But I've seen people stick it on Facebook in a kind of, clearly your kid's a shit. Look how awesome my kid is. And you're like, that's the only reason you've put it up there. You've not put it up there for any other reason other than to show off. Fuckers.
Yeah. You know the one, I love that. There's a picture that floats around September time when everyone's going back to school, and it's you remember the fella out of the Goonies, Sloth.
Oh,
and he's got a picture of Sloth's head has been superimposed onto a kid in a school uniform. And it's like, guys, it's the back to school photos are coming, and everyone, if you're a parent, you just see all of these back to school photos, and you're like, no one gives a shit, to be honest. Nobody cares.
Right, I'm not being funny, but your kids are probably the same age as most of the kids who are on the thing, who are on Facebook or whatever. And you're going, you know they're going back to school because yours are in school uniform next year.
Yeah, take a picture by the fireplace. Come on. All of you, get in line.
That's the other one as well, isn't it?
What?
Getting kids to smile for photos.
Yes. Smile. Yeah.
You look at me. You don't. No, both of you look at me at the same time.
But and I see what going on from that when people go through these, when the social media goes through these stages, the one that really fucking gets me, and it does, Christmas. People taking photographs of their rooms, their living rooms, literally full to the brim of fucking presents. And you know what, mate? It does me in. It absolutely does me in, because I'm like, you know what? The amount of stress that has come up leading to that day, leading to that moment where you've took that picture and you want to show the world that how much you've been rinsed for what? For honestly, it's
especially when they're young, because you buy all this shit. Yeah. They don't care. Like,
no, I remember Grace opening a Moxie doll, right? And I'll never forget it because our Don was in tears. She opened up another one, and she literally Tossed it to one side. She goes, "Oh, not another Moxie doll." Yeah, man. It was at that moment I just thought we've got it wrong. We have got it so wrong. And, but honestly, poor Dawn, she was in tears in the kitchen, and I spoke to her. I just said, "Look, honestly, don't." She doesn't know what she's saying. She's just hyped up. But I mean, that was a definite message, and that's the problem. Is we're all competing to do better every single year. Some people are actually going in thousands of pounds worth of debt so that they can take that picture on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
That's wrong, man. And I feel sorry for any fucking parent that has to go through that.
That's the other thing is, especially social media, it's about this ridiculous thing of saying, well, look at yourselves in the mirror and ask the reason why you put it on. Because if you put it on because you wanted to keep it forever, I mean, like, I've got loads of pictures on my phone. Loads and loads and loads and loads of pictures of the kids. And days out we've done and stuff like that. I don't put it on Facebook because I wish I had the urge to do it and show, but I don't care what, I don't give a shit what people think about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's why I'm shit at social media, but like, what the fuck? What the fuck gives you that urge to go, I need people to know I have been to the zoo today and I saw a giraffe. The only time I've ever put anything on like that is on Instagram. I like putting stuff up because I like seeing it in the grid.
Yeah.
With the cool photographs. Nobody looks at it. I'm completely fine with that. Nobody likes it. Don't give a shit. I've put on the photographs that I've gone, ooh, I really like these photographs.
Yeah.
Apart from one channel, which I did a channel which was just about what wines I'd drunk, but after I had issues with my heart, I had to close that channel.
You kind of binned that.
It was disappointing. I got up to
it wasn't good.
32 photographs. It was only week one.
Yeah, but it is shocking. It's scary, to be honest, and funnily enough, when all these kids get old enough, when our kids get old enough and they get their own phones and social media accounts and things, they're going to scroll through all that shit. Yeah. They're going to be, yeah. So what was Mum and Dad really saying about me?
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. If you've enjoyed the show, please go to the Apple Podcast Store and leave a 5-star review. If you hated the show, but you're a parent, so you feel our pain, please leave a 5-star review anyway. What's the harm?